Hey, what's up YouTube? It's Fogel, and in today's video I'm going to show you the new purchase to the channel. If you stuck around in the S14 video that I traded for my Subaru, at the very end I showed you a little quick tip or little teaser of what it was going to be. So in today's video I'm going to show you exactly what that car is, so let's get right into it because I'm really excited to show you guys. This thing's pretty cool and I'm really excited to see what happens with it in the future. And so yeah, let's get right into it. So in the last video, at the very end, I showed you guys this little section right here of the car. So if that tells you anything, it is a 1993 240 SX hatch. Now if you guys have seen any of my other videos, you know I had a hatch last year, and then I ended up selling that car recently. A friend of mine offered me almost 3 times what I paid for it, so I ended up selling that one, and then months later I got this one. I actually just got this one recently, within a month I'd say. I got it locally, and this kid had it sitting in his driveway for about 3 years, and it hasn't run since. So I went there and picked it up. It just needed some gas, honestly, so we threw some gas in it and it started right up. I got the car off a younger kid. He kinda seemed to know what he had, but not really. I only paid $2,500 for this car. Kid just wanted a motorcycle. He was going back to school. His HOA that he lived in was starting to give him fines for having this vehicle unregistered in his driveway, so he just wanted rid of it as fast as possible. Lucky for me, I knew exactly what this thing was and wanted it immediately. So the reason why, I'll show you right here. And it's an RB car. It's a 20. It runs. It's awesome. It sounds great. It has a couple upgrades. It has Mishy fans and an RB25 turbo. It looks kind of, rough, but we'll get there. But it runs, drives. Like I said, the kid really just didn't want it, and so now here we are. We have an RB in a S13 hatch, which is my absolute favorite. So yeah, I'm super excited. This is super sick, and honestly I might even like this car more than the red one, which is pretty crazy. All in all, the car is pretty good. It's got a little roughness to it, as you can see here. The quarters have been cut for over fenders. I took them off just to see what we were working with underneath. I actually have some new quarters right here, or some overs to go onto these, so we're good there. Some other things to note is that these are rolled really far. They're really messed up and beat up. Got some rust spots here and some Bondo or something going on. This side's probably worse. Yeah, this side's worse, but no biggie. This car is not going to be a quote-unquote show car, so fenders will be replaced. I want to get the wider ones with the vents on the side. Like I said, I got overs already, so this doesn't even matter. So I have done a slight bit of work to it already after owning it for about a month now. I completely gutted the interior. I'll put some pictures in right here showing what I did, but I took the carpet out to see if there was any rust on the floors. There was. The carpet underneath with the matte stuff kind of held some water, so I bare metal primered it all and then painted it black. So this is the final product after I had done all that. So all of this back here looks like that everywhere, all the way up to the front. The carpet was in good shape, so I cleaned it. Some other things that were pretty cool is I added a 180SX cluster, the kilometers an hour, instead of the stock one, because the speedo doesn't work anyway with the swap, so I figured this would be cool. But the gas gauge works, hot and cold work, and RPMs work, so that's a plus. Some other things that I fixed were the pop-ups. They work with the switch, this one, and also the stock makes them work as well. Well, when they're down, the stock makes them go up. just like that. So pretty cool. So since I have owned a hatch before, I kind of knew what to look for, what not to look for. I have hoarded a bunch of parts since my first one, so this one's no biggie. But this dash is actually cracked right here, and there's another crack right there. But I have another dash that is 100% mint if I want to put it in. But I don't think I'm going to, just because I don't have to worry about this dash cracking in the sun because it's already cracked. So it's one less thing to worry about. I have some extra switches, so I replaced that with this one. I had some of these too. This was all broken, so I fixed that. A couple other like cool things about this car is I got the glove box to work, which is like unheard of. You know, no one ever has a glove box in these things, so that's cool. Another thing to note is I got this. This is a digital HVAC system, which is really sick. They're not rare, but they are uncommon. So when you put the key in, it like works like this instead of the analog ones where you would slide the hot and cold and then it has things over here. This all switches with the button. So it's kind of fancy for the times, you know what I mean? Like it's a 93, so this is like state-of-the-art luxury sort of thing. But they come in 180s, so it's a little bit of work to get this to work. But yeah, you can see it reads in kilometers instead of, or Celsius instead of Fahrenheit. So cold and hot, obviously, which actually do work. Cold does not, but hot works, so I guess that's a plus. I also don't have a radio, but I'm gonna use my iPad. So I bought this stand at Walmart, and I have it zip tied in back there so it holds it in place. So I'm just gonna put my iPad in here, use it as a radio, and it also has some apps to use like speed and navigation and stuff, so I know how fast we're going because the speedometer doesn't work. So yeah, we have a full interior. I have the rear seats back there. It has all the plastics. The only thing I don't have, well, I do have a headliner, but it's like really gross because the seal for this sunroof wasn't working for the longest time. So it was leaking water, which was coming down in through the clogged drain thingies, sunroof drains, right there. And it was just ruining that headliner, so I'll have to find a new one of those. But until then, like I said, I have everything interior-wise. It's all good. It looks nice. Carpet is awesome. It's actually my favorite color. It's not straight black, it's like gray. It's got different colors to it, which are pretty cool. It's really neat looking. I like it a lot. So the only real like downfall, it's not even that bad, but it's a downfall to this car, is that the guy made a homemade battery tray back here, and so this battery has been sitting back here, and so there's a little rust square right there, but it shouldn't be too bad. Just cut that out and put in a new piece. So that's the only rust currently, and the only other spot is this one right here, but this will all get cut out anyway. Well, it won't, but I'll cut it out because that over fender actually replaces that. This like line right here is this spot, so that line is this line, so it'll come down this far, so I can just cut that out. This car, like I said, it's not going to be perfect. It'll just be a fun, I don't know, street car. Maybe we'll even drift it a little bit. I don't know, I've never done it, so I'm down to give it a shot. The underneath is pretty clean. It sat in his driveway, not in his yard, so it's actually really nice under here. Frame rails are quite straight. A little bit of rust right there on these pinch welds, but nothing crazy. Frame rails look good, both sides. So yeah, that's the car in a gist real quick. Let me start it up for you because it's my favorite part. Well, my absolute favorite part is the little chime. I love that about the S13s. Everyone hates it, but I love that. It's so cool. Anyway, so it does take a little bit to start up, but it fires up real good. actually took the exhaust off because it had a full catted mufflers resonator on it. So right now we're actually just running open downpipe, which sounds pretty insane. But this thing's awesome. So it might need a little bit of work. So far I've replaced all 6 spark plugs. It might need coils too, I don't know. I replaced the spark plugs for sure, and the fuel filter. But it still has a little bit of a hiccup to it. But all in all, it runs pretty well. Like, it sounds great. That'll never get old. Yeah, so all in all, that's what we're working with. So if you're interested in watching this build, I'm not sure what we're going to do with it yet. Like I said, it's going to be a fun street car, I think. Maybe we'll drift it a couple times, but I'm not really sure yet. Other than that, we're going to fix it up and see what we can do from there. So if you're interested in watching any of this, or if you just want to learn more about S13s and RB stuff with me, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. If you're interested, dropping a like would help a lot in the channel. Other than that, this is Fogel. I'm sure we'll be doing a lot more real soon. So, like I said, if you're interested, subscribe down below, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace out.